It's lights out and away we go. And Verstappen getting away better and has that inside line going into turn one. Verstappen's ahead of Carlos Sainz. And then there's a lock-up from behind George Russell. Lewis Hamilton goes around the outside and Sainz is spun round and is tagged. And he's gone from pole to last in the space of one corner.
Absolutely the last thing he needed, of course, to happen to him. And Verstappen then out front. Did somebody tag the back of him to just spin him around? The two Mercedes were steaming in there, racing each other hard as well, but Sainz continues.
Let's see what happened with George Russell now and Carlos Sainz. Lewis Hamilton on the right-hand side as he then goes into the corner. Oh, Sainz came across George Russell. Who was at fault there?
Carlos was taking the racing line up there, and George trying to claim the apex, but he was all locked up. George Russell hadn't got full control of his car.
Come on, what happened there? Good punctuating cars from Mercedes.
It's a 5-second time penalty for George Russell, causing a collision.
And that is absolute heartbreak for Carlos Sainz, who is being pushed into the garage as we head onto the back straight with George Russell. And George Russell has DRS that will be operational, and he's gaining, and he's gaining, and he's gaining on Lance Stroll. And I don't think Lance Stroll's going to fight this one. And George Russell is up into third place. This is Sergio Perez and his move on Sebastian Vettel. I wondered what was happening to Nicholas Latifi as he started tumbling down the order, and that is the reason why. And here comes Sergio Perez, and there goes his front wing end plate. You saw it move over to the right-hand side as he moves past Lance Stroll. Former Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel now in the green of Aston Martin. Leclerc has made up another place.
But there the moment. Oh, he's very much spun there, hasn't he?
Spun and beached for Valtteri Bottas, turn 19. Will this be a safety car? Yes, it will be a safety car. The safety car has been deployed. Now this could really help Charles Leclerc.
Just lost the back end. Okay, copy.
So this is just a bit of luck that Ferrari needed today. Charles Leclerc comes out, clears nicely Sebastian Vettel, who's also going to luck in to a cheap pit stop time-wise.
Charles Leclerc comes out in fourth place. There's Fernando Alonso, goes off the track. That's a high-speed crash, and he's made contact with Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. And I hope that Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll are both okay, but that was a very heavy crash. Let's have a look and see what happened here. He did get very airborne. He goes to the left, and Lance Stroll moves to the left to try and block Fernando Alonso.
You okay? Yes, mate. Very late move.
It was a little late, jink left.
I crashed. Okay, Lance, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Charles Leclerc with that DRS is catching him once again. He's in the slipstream, he's got the speed. Can he be late on the brakes and dive down the inside? He's going for it. Charles Leclerc, the crowd roar their approval. That was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, this is not a great stop, and it's medium tyres. It's a horrible stop.
This is going to make it even less close. Lewis Hamilton is going to take the lead of this race. What's happened to Max Verstappen in the pit stop? That front left wheel wasn't tightened up enough, and he's been beaten by Charles Leclerc in the pit. Sebastian Vettel takes the lead of the race. Hamilton is second. Here goes Max Verstappen down the inside on Charles Leclerc. It's the old switcheroo from Leclerc, though. He's got him on the exit. Oh, brilliant stuff as positions exchange one after the other in the space of 10 metres. Crowd loved it. I loved it. What a race this is. And Verstappen pulls out from behind the Ferrari and gets the move done into the braking zone. That was clinical from Max Verstappen. He knew he had more pace. Can Hamilton dive down the inside for the lead of the race? Yes, he can. Vettel didn't really defend that one, but Hamilton now takes the lead of the US Grand Prix. And Fernando Alonso making his way then past the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. I didn't know if that debris had come off the back of the Haas.
I think it's Alonso's mirror.
And Verstappen with DRS closing in on Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton leading the race. Verstappen goes down the inside. Hamilton sees that coming, tries the switcheroo. Verstappen goes deep, and now they're going to go wheel to wheel. Hamilton tries to go round the outside. Verstappen just runs him out of space, but then there's a drift from the Red Bull, almost giving Hamilton the chance to move back again. Now the track will swing left-handed. Hamilton hasn't given this one up, but Verstappen with better traction just moves ahead, and through the higher speed corners has the lead of this race.
Hamilton got a warning for track limit.
Talking of keeping it on the road and trying to get back into double points, not just the one. Here goes Sebastian Vettel round the outside of Alex Albon. Sebastian Vettel up into 9th place. It's a victory that will give Red Bull the Constructors' Championship in 2022. It's celebrations for team and for driver on such a poignant weekend. Max Verstappen wins the United States Grand Prix. And the action's still not over. Vettel in his final United States Grand Prix. Has he got the move done? No, not quite. George Russell takes the fastest lap of the race now. He's got the move done. The fireworks are going off. And on the track, Sebastian Vettel still giving his explosive action. Norris 6th, Alonso 7th. Sebastian Vettel comes home to finish 8th.
Max Verstappen, you are world champion. We are world champions. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dietrich Mateschitz, for everything that you have done.
No, this one was for Dietrich. And yeah, congrats, guys. What an amazing season to win also the Constructors. You guys really deserve it.
They all came to challenge, as they have done throughout this season, but it's Red Bull on top on the day that their Drivers' World Champion came and won in Texas and sealed their first Constructors' Championship since 2013.